We've made our way away from the deserts of Bahrain to the country of Italy and the city village surrounding the Imola circuit. Welcome to the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix. It's our second stop on this 2021 campaign. Lewis Hamilton taking victory last time out in Bahrain. But after this as well, we are off on the 30th of April to the 2nd of May for round 3, the Portuguese Grand Prix. Then we go to the Spanish Grand Prix in the 7th to the 9th of May. Monaco a couple of weeks later before Azerbaijan. On the 11th to the 13th, however, of June, the Canadian Grand Prix, which is currently looking to be cancelled and possibly replaced with the Turkish Grand Prix. The French Grand Prix returns to Paul Ricard on the 27th of June. Austria the first weekend of July. The 4th of July we go racing. Mark your calendar for the British Grand Prix on the 16th to the 18th of July. The Hungarian Grand Prix is on the 1st of August before the 3-week break for the summer, before a triple header in Belgium, the Netherlands and Italy. Russia on the 26th of September, followed then by Singapore, the longest race on the calendar, just always hitting the 2 hours distance. Then on the 10th of October, the Japanese Grand Prix before we go stateside on the 24th of October for the Circuit of the Americas. Mexico on Halloween, the Day of the Dead. The 5th to the 7th of November for the Brazil Grand Prix. And then we get on the 21st of November, the Australian Grand Prix. Saudi Arabia makes its debut on the 5th of December. And the season rounds out in Abu Dhabi on the 12th of December. In terms of the Drivers' Championship, Lewis Hamilton leads the way on 25 points after victory in Bahrain. Max Verstappen is second, followed by Valtteri Bottas, Lando Norris, Sergio Perez, Charles Leclerc, Daniel Ricciardo, Carlos Sainz, Yuki Tsunoda scoring points on debut, and Lance Stroll is P10. In the Constructors' Championship, Mercedes lead the way on 41 points, but only 6 teams do score points, followed by Red Bull, McLaren holding on to 3rd, Ferrari 4th, AlphaTauri is 5th, Aston Martin 6th, and then no points for Alfa Romeo, Alpine, Williams or Haas. It's the 2021 Emilia Romagna Grand Prix, and it's time for the first practice session. Let's take a look around Imola, the 3.05 mile 19-turn circuit 1 DRS zone for the 2021 Emilia Romagna Grand Prix. Start the lap then here at Imola. Down to turn 1, the Tamburello chicane, tight on the entrance as well, and on the exit, changed of course back from 1994, this entire section leads down towards the Villeneuve chicane. A possible overtaking opportunity. Of course, it's all Christian Alba's role here the last time he raced in 2006 when he was hit by Yuki Ide. Now down to the Tosa corner, a slow second gear corner as you rise up the hill before the Ravazzas. Take the curb on the inside, get the power on mid-exit, and then rise up. Ravazzas 1 and 2. The Acapulco Arena corners as well. This place is absolutely awesome as you fly past, keeping the throttle on mid-corner as you drop down towards the Acapulco 1 and 2 part of the track before coming up to the chicane at the top of the hill, which is absolutely terrifying in real life. You climb up the hill controlling the oversteer, and then you have to aim your car towards the inside of the track. It is terrifying, believe me. Bounce over the curves normally. Track limits will be a warning here as well if anybody goes too wide over the green rumble strip. Drop down the hill now into what is the heaviest braking spot on the track as you are continually trying not to lock up your tyres and go straight onto the gravel trap, as we've seen so many cars do. Now the last corner's changed here. This is it. And as we approach the line, the new pit building on the left, building in the early 2000s as well, just after F1 left. No chicane now, full throttle as you come onto the start straight now and across the line at the gantry. That is a lap of Imola. Welcome to the commentary box then for the first practice session for the 2021 Emilia Romagna Grand Prix. We're in 7 different positions at the moment, but we're all ready. We've got 4 minutes and 37 seconds until the green light goes on, and Sky Sports F1 have gone dead. Ian Burch alongside me in the commentary box. We're just seeing aerial shots at the moment. No world feed intro. Seems like Formula One have had some problems as well.
Well, maybe. Let's talk about the track. Very much old school. Very much needs an update, but used for more than MotoGP and F1. It's beautiful parkland, as we can see. The drone shots have actually changed
so much, haven't they?
So much of the production for a lot of things.
I can't wait. And we're just having confirmation coming through that we haven't had any official word, but breaking last night and coming into this morning, it seems that the Canadian Grand Prix might be cancelled and replaced with the Turkish Grand Prix. We'll get onto that later on. Back to the track. Lovely aerial shots all the way around this at
One
the
of
moment.
the interesting things about this track is that there's no buildings above the pits.
No, there isn't.
It's just a flat roof and looks like a little roadway.
It's really bizarre, this track, as well as you said. It's old school, so old school that the exit of Tosa, you can see they've got wooden planks as grandstands in the area.
Yeah, you sit on them and get splinters in your bum.
Yes. Synthil has actually joined the chat. Message this morning saying he couldn't be here, but he says his test starts in 4 minutes. Well, good luck for your test.
Yeah.
I know you said that this morning. And also,
it's that time of year, isn't it?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Megan's been revising for about 8 months.
Yep, and that's why Megan's not commentating this weekend for Formula One, but I'm trying to twist around for FP2, and she will be doing the MotoGP race because it's only 45 minutes. But good morning to Ribosome as well.
Hiya.
And everyone wishing good luck as well. This is really bizarre because we've got 3 minutes to go until the session starts. And now I can hear Natalie Pinkham talking, but actually Formula One's graphics have crashed. Now Natalie Pinkham has started talking.
That's nice for the Duke of Edinburgh.
Yes, His Royal Highness the Duke of Edinburgh, who sadly passed away in between the Bahrain Grand Prix and the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix, and Aston Martin, a British team, running a black nose cone cover. And that's why we're on air slightly earlier as well. The entire Friday and Saturday schedule has been moved back an hour to avoid a clash with the funeral on Saturday, so everything's an hour earlier than it should be. This should be on at 11 o'clock.
All the arrangements have been going on in Windsor.
And the Queen as well, I've heard she's having to sit alone.
Yeah, that's the way. That's the way here. It's unfortunate.
I suppose it
is.
It's
the Queen. This is one of the few occasions when the Queen is actually alone.
Yes, it is. Yeah,
there's always somebody within distance of her.
And what I'm finding interesting at the moment is that I can hear Natalie Pinkham just in the background, and she's commentating on Free Practice 1. She's commentating on the graphics like she can see them. And of course, up in her commentary box, she's got the world feed on her monitor. So maybe Sky have lost the world feed from their images. But so we're not seeing what they're seeing, which is bizarre. And we're almost ready to go then for the first practice session.
Danny Rick had a good race last time.
Into the points as well. Luckily, he looks like he's going to have a stronger run this weekend. Got on the podium for Renault, of course. The last time we were here, and finally we're with Formula One graphics now. Got on the podium last time out at Emilia Romagna with Renault, and it's still good. And Ribosome saying, yeah, on F1 TV there is still no images. So F1 TV, someone has kicked the plug out, haven't they? Not good. 30 seconds left until the green light. You might notice we've got slightly different graphics in terms of text.
He's been
busy
looking at things.
I've been very busy. I've downloaded the F1 text.
You're getting a nice view with the runoffs here.
And especially down at Temple.
It's a MotoGP track. And so the runoffs are important. As anybody who's ever watched MotoGP, they fall off all the time.
They had to change it, of course, back in '94 after Ratzenberger and Senna were killed, and Barrichello had that horrible accident. There's the Villeneuve chicane, and then the rivers that run just alongside the track as well. As the green light is on, and the first practice session is underway for the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix. First car out on the track, Antonio Giovinazzi. Not that Formula One seemed to be showing anything of that. We're on our second loop round the track at the moment.
Anybody who thinks all these trees look really strange, it's because they cut them.
Yeah.
They cut them about, a year ago. cut them back, and so they blossom like in like little buds of, and they're rounder trees than normal, right? A lot of the trees around this track have been like that. We used to call them lollipop trees because you just cut them back because otherwise they'll grow all over the track, and that's when you do have the possibility of things dropping on the track. So, but it is dense woodland around here in places, and as you can see in the distance, we're not too far from the actual village.
Bologna.
Yeah, and the outskirts of Bologna. Very good football team a few years ago, not too good now.
This, as Giovinazzi comes on the track, as well as Raikkonen, Tsunoda, Ocon, Alonso and Mazepin coming out there. This Grand Prix is officially the longest Grand Prix name in Formula 1 history. And I'm going to try and say it once. The Formula 1 Pirelli Gran Premio di Made in Italia, di Made in Emilia Romagna Grand Prix 2021.
Being an old school track as well, if you look, I'm not going to repeat that.
It's impossible to follow.
If you look, there's houses that overlook this track, just like the Brazil is
on the apartment blocks down.
The apartment blocks in Brazil and in Monaco give a great view. And some of these houses have only been built in the last 25, 30 years. Others are old farmhouses, and it is a beautiful circuit. It really is in a gorgeous setting.
We're being told that Formula 1 have actually lost all trackside cameras. They've lost access to it. The yellow flags come in, so that's why we're stuck with aerial shots. This is a
pit
drone.
lane shots.
Yeah, they've lost trackside cameras. The F1 live broadcast will be delayed. The live feed from the track is currently being recovered, and we hope to resolve this shortly. That's from F1 TV.
That's why we're talking about rubbish.
Yeah, so this commentary, which is a watch-along, has currently become a radio commentary about things we can't see on the track. Our live timing is sort of working, but our driver tracker's not working. So this is becoming very bizarre. And how unprofessional as well from Formula 1.
Well, it happens. It happens in every walk of life. You can see the trucks there parked up.
This is our third lap around the track. Well, it comes to something when...
it's the helicopter shots, these.
Yeah, it comes to something because...
the drone shots.
It's a repeat as well, because I've seen those cars go at the same time. It comes to something when a watch-along channel on YouTube has got graphics activated and Formula 1 haven't. So, Giovinazzi is on a lap time now. He's just about to complete a time. We've got a car! And it's Sergio Perez. We have track action back with 56 minutes and 36 seconds left. We finally got action.
They just had to reboot the big unit servers, didn't they?
Yeah, that was terrifying. And this may be an idea that Formula 1 do these track graphics now from Biggin Hill, and we've got the people on site as well. So this is a thing that working remotely doesn't always mean good connectivity.
Yeah.
Maybe this will be a return to bringing them back onto site, which is the sensible option. Charles Leclerc out the track, coming through the Ravazzas at the moment, and up the hill to Acquafibriari and the chicane that has caught a few drivers out, not to mention last year when Ocon ran over them and broke the curb. Ocon's just gone top, actually, on a 1:26.246.
And of course, in the last race, we had the damage to the underfloor for Max Verstappen. And so you've got to watch the turn-offs, the runoffs on this circuit are old school, and there are there's a new chicane area.
Yeah, down at the last area of the corner.
Yeah, I mean they got rid of the fantastic one from years ago when it was the San Marino Grand Prix, where basically Jordan won the race.
Yeah, but just by cutting a couple of corners. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic couple of racetracks here, and this is more like the original layout as they can get on the lost cameras again. Oh,
Damon has been going on and on about Tsunoda.
Yeah. Oh, well, Yuki Tsunoda scoring points on debut was unbelievable, and
it's a great thing for Japan. It's reignited Japan to they're very much into motorcycles in Japan, and their own series of Formula 3. We've got one off already, and it's one of the Haas.
It's Mazepin.
Mazepin.
Well, Mazepin, whose F1 debut ended with him spinning down at the first corner and smashing into the barrier, and he's gone off at the last corner, and that is not a great sign for people that are calling already nobody fan of Mazepin.
Yeah, it was quite interesting in the in the press conference that he was saying that it won't happen again. I won't be caught out by this wind that takes these cars.
Yeah.
Because
bang, there we are. First lap, and out he goes.
It's going to take this kid half a season to get used to driving a Formula One car. He was nowhere near ready. He wasn't very good at GP2. He's there because his dad bought
the team,
into the team and saved the team. Right?
Oh, that's
and you just got to look at this. It's the kid is now putting gravel, not just.
And that's a fast part of the track as well.
Yeah.
Last couple of corners, you go through there flying out. And that is... Oh, that's Verstappen and Hamilton already on the track. This is live coverage now. We're not into replays. But at the moment...
Are we talking about the strategy this weekend? Because the Red Bull really lost the strategy in the last race.
Completely,
and lost the race because of it. And...
Zara Ahmed says, in which channel are you watching it on? We're on Sky Sports F1 in the UK, and don't know where you're watching from, but show us the cars. I presume that your TV broadcaster hasn't got the cars back yet, so hopefully you can as soon as you will. But we'll provide the radio commentary as always. Sainz goes P3, 1:21.003. Bottas the top time, a 1:23.45.
It was quite interesting in the last race that it became like we thought this race would be. It became a strategy race and a skill race of the experience of the drivers. Max made one mistake. He didn't overtake in the right place. Overtook in the wrong place. Went off the track. Had to give the position back, right? And then his strategy was out the window. Just one little mistake. And cost him that race.
There have been people saying as well that Lewis did go off the track at the same point at turn 4, 36 laps in succession.
In the drivers' briefing, right? In the drivers' briefing, not only Lewis but other drivers have said that they were told that would not be a problem. That it would be not policed.
And then
all of a sudden,
in the race,
Red Bull asked them to police it, and then they got caught out themselves.
It was a weird one, wasn't it? Because in free practice 1, it wasn't policed. Free practice 2, after everybody went off the track, it was going to be policed. Then it wasn't on Saturday at all. Then it came to the race on Sunday, and all of a sudden, oh, look, we're going to do it again. But it all came from Michael Masi himself, the race director. The stewards didn't tell him to give the position back. Michael Masi did. And as the race director interfering in the race results, he got some controversy for that.
The thing with Michael is that he was always the go-between.
Yeah.
And so he was always the one that was trying to be peacemaker.
Yeah.
In the paddock. He was the deputy. And he was the one... And
he got promoted,
He got promoted, and he's still trying to do that.
But that's not the role he needs to play at the moment.
No, he needs to be the boss.
Charlie, more what Charlie was.
Charlie was the boss, and he was quite fair in doing this. You can't change rules in the middle of a race and then turn around and say a number of the others, including the leader of the race, has been done for these things that we said we weren't going to police.
But Perez goes top, 1:19.205 from Bottas, Verstappen, Russell. Interesting enough, I saw Hamilton cross the line, but he's had his lap time disallowed for some reason. I don't know what for at the moment. So we'll keep an eye out on Hamilton as Alonso get ready. Alpine have brought a new major update to the car this weekend as well. As
engine.
Yeah, the engine, new engine changes as well. Which they need, but Alonso's retirement in Bahrain, that Megan was shouting about in the commentary box, was caused by a plastic sandwich bag that had blown into the brake duct. And it was destroying the range.
An interesting thing this weekend is everybody has bought slight updates
Ferrari
apart from Red Bull, who thought that their car was absolutely perfect after the first race, and that they fully admit that the problems weren't the car, but with their strategy.
Red Bull, I think, have got the car to beat at the moment. Not Mercedes lost so much time in testing; they've got to have to crawl back a little bit, but certainly
they are a lot closer than I thought they would be. But I still believe that the superior car is the Mercedes. The fastest car is definitely the Red Bull.
Oh yeah.
But the superior car is actually the Mercedes.
It's nice, isn't it? That we've actually got a title fight. We walked the 3 days of preseason testing. We're thinking, oh, is it really going to be a fight? We've seen this happen before. Then we get to race 1, and already, bang, Verstappen, FP1, 2, 3, qualifying, and then he almost had the race before the battle with Hamilton. It's an actual title fight this year, and that's what everybody's saying as well. It's weird.
Well, we need it in Formula One.
Yeah.
We need a proper fight, and we need Lewis to win in a proper fight.
I would say if Lewis gets an 8th world title, he'll probably retire at the end of that.
I don't know. He's still got a good drive for it and a good enthusiasm for it. The thing about Lewis is that he's well over 30 now.
37? No, born in the same. Actually, I don't know how old he is. Actually, 84 was it?
And just like Raikkonen, he's still a very fit young man.
Oh yeah, Raikkonen isn't stopping. He's 43.
And he's 43. Yeah. And they can go on longer. In IndyCar, it wouldn't be seen as a problem. In British touring cars and in DTM, it wouldn't be any problem. Your reactions do slow down a bit, but it's counteracted by the fact that you've got so much experience. And experience won the last race. Lewis knew that he had to put his car in that position to stop Max overtaking.
And he did it immediately.
And then when Max had to panic and try and overtake and ran off.
Just bringing that back with the reaction times as well. A perfect example is that yourself hadn't played ice hockey for several years, but when Kellyanne fell off the bed, you were able to react quickly and catch her. But your reactions were still quick enough to do so. And you hadn't played ice hockey for years in the goalkeeper position.
No, but I've always had very quick reactions, and that was a long time ago. My daughter is well into her 30s now.
Oh, don't say that. As Verstappen at the moment just bouncing across the curbs.
My eldest daughter.
Yeah, the eldest one. Megan isn't with us this weekend in the commentary box for F1 as Bottas really hits the curbs at Aquafibrari at the top of the hill. And that's the part of the track as well in the chicane area that you can break the suspension. We've seen it happen before.
Megan's had to go old school this morning. She's just blown a top over the fact that we do have a problem that our toaster sometimes causes everybody to go off the air.
Yeah.
We don't know why. It's we clean it out regularly. So she wasn't allowed to use the toaster for her waffles.
And yeah, she wasn't happy about that.
And so I pointed out that when I was a kid, we didn't even have a toaster.
Yeah.
And that we used the grill. And so her big brother, David, has just made her lovely waffles under the grill, and she says they're lovely.
Good. At least that's not using the toaster and going to take us off the air, which does happen. Carlos Sainz has gone top, actually, in the Ferrari, a 118.159. Ferrari have actually made huge improvements in the field of their car over the past couple of weekends. I mean, we saw improvements in Abu Dhabi, now we've seen improvements here in the first 2 races. We've got a yellow out on the track somewhere.
There
that's why.
It's an AlphaTauri of. I think it's Sonoda, isn't it?
I think it's Sonoda. I can't see with the red helmet who it is.
And he's stopped.
Oh, this could.
He hasn't got. Yeah, come on, creep. Come on. That's it. He's got it. It was just that last bit.
And it was Sonoda.
It was Sonoda.
And that was coming out of Tamburello.
As I was saying, it's coming out. Well, I was talking about in the last races and practice sessions that Yuki has these extended pedals because he's so small, and I also feel that getting used to that has been a problem for him. But he has a different advantage, and that is the fact that the halo, he doesn't see through. You have to look through the top of the halo, whereas some of the others are approaching corners and have got the halo.
I've just realised that my MacBook isn't actually plugged in. which is draining the battery like man. And we had a problem with the battery life. So there we go.
And anyway, it's...
Told you how much of a rush it was in the commentary box this morning.
Yeah, if you look at Yuki, he's so low down in the car that he doesn't actually have to see through the halo.
No, he doesn't.
Top of the halo. Whereas all the others get really annoyed at the fact that although they look like they're low in the car, when they're bouncing around on the headrest, right? It's they keep bouncing upwards and seeing the things, and it disorientates some of them. They get used to it, but I mean, these are the best drivers in the world.
They'll have to get used to it.
But it's one of those peculiar things. Like if you've ever seen a Formula One car close up, they look like Meccano pieces.
They're actually.
They don't look sophisticated like you see them on the TV. They really do look like they have been. They're a bolt together thing, and the Halo really was a bolt-on addition when it first came out. They've redesigned it a little bit.
And this is Mark III.
You can drop it. You're supposed to be able to drop a double-decker bus on one.
If that works, I don't know yet.
It would smash the car. A double-decker bus would smash the car, kill the driver, but at least the Halo will be okay.
Yeah, I think Fernando Alonso might like that.
I think the point is the fact that it is so strong, and the one thing we would have a British driver in IndyCar still if the front nose cone had have gone up in the air and landed on the head of
Justin Wilson.
Justin,
but two actually, because Dan Weldon.
When I saw Justin's crash, right, it was just freak accident, The car hit the wall in front of him, and as he came round the bend, the thing had gone up in the air, and it came down on his cockpit.
Yeah.
And
One
he
in a
thought,
million chances,
everything,
yeah.
He's just
concussed.
And he was pulling off to the side, but
then
no,
he whacked the wall.
He whacked the wall, and he was dead.
It was horrible.
It was a horrible thing.
And then, of course, Robert Wickens' crash at Pocono was a big one.
Wickens is walking again.
Yes, he is. Yeah, and he danced at his wedding as well. A couple of years ago.
He's very good with his wheelchair. I mean, the kid is amazing driver, and amazing with his wheelchair as well. I mean, he could virtually break dance with it.
In terms of recovery, I think one of the biggest ones as well, Juan Manuel Correa, who is back racing this year in Formula 3.
Yeah, I personally think that Juan should not be racing, but they're all saying that he's okay to do so, because another whack on that head, and it could mean a lot of things. But he's lived for it all his life.
What was he? He had major concussion. He was in a coma. He broke both his legs, broke his back. It was a horrible accident. He was actually as I think
there's a weakness to his skull now.
Yeah, I think me and Edward Hunter said it a couple of races ago. I don't know if it was pre-season testing or last week in Rome. We said that actually with Juan Manuel Correa in that accident with Anton Hubert, we were more worried at first about Juan Manuel Correa because you could see his feet and he was upside down. Yeah, and then of course it became the attention of that. It was a full front-side impact with Anton Hubert. I think Charles Leclerc also said when he got that car,
Anton Hubert's crash, the crash that killed Anton Hubert, just proves that every day these lads get in these cars and they don't know if they're ever going to get out of them.
Yeah, they're not safe, are they? That's the thing.
They're not safe, and Formula One isn't safe. It's as safe as it possibly can be, and they spend an absolute fortune on making it so, and that is the right thing. And our own Sir Jackie Stewart, after losing his teammate, was at the forefront of that, and the doctor who
Sid
Watkins. Right, they've pushed for things, and in recent years, Sebastian has been at the forefront of bringing every little thing to mind that he can think of, and asked for improvements and got it.
There's a race now on as Jean Todt is being deposed as the FIA president, so the race is on for who's going to be his replacement. If Sebastian had retired, I think he would. I was saying, if Sebastian had retired last year, Sebastian would be a fantastic president of the FIA.
Yeah, I mean, the obvious ones work for Liberty at the moment.
Oh,
but, Ross,
Stefano Domenicali, Ross Brawl would be a good
Stefano,
one.
you know, they would be the obvious ones. But it will. It's a political position.
I thought
And
Karun Chandhok would make a good FIA president.
yeah, well, yeah.
But unfortunately, I don't think they'll go down that route because they don't like to have drivers, really, do they?
We're
The
talking
team
about
principals
billionaire
owners.
sons who were down to earth last time,
Yeah,
and
Bahrain.
Karun is the most down to earth billionaire son in the world, I think.
Unbelievable. His boy, his son was, I think, walking and talking a couple of days ago as well, and he's only a couple of years old. But I think he
Well,
was.
he should be walking and talking at a couple of years
I
old.
think he's only about 1.5, something like that. But he was in a racing car.
That's different in a racing car.
It was some sort of mini racing car that Karun had for him. I can't remember. I'll have to have a look at it on Instagram.
Well, you can't see our advert at the moment, but it's a advert for.
She reminds me of one of my friends.
Yeah, and she's got brilliantly coloured pink hair.
And the clothes as well. That's the new. I've never seen that one as well.
Yeah, it's.
New adverts coming left, right, and centre. But right now,
And we have Steve from Channel 4 doing his Halfords advert. You know, I mean, I thought he had enough money.
He's been bored.
He's been, you know, I mean, he played a part in one particular film where he had to.
Singer, isn't he, as well?
Yeah, he was, how can you put it? He had to be not like he is in real life.
Yeah.
And he was a laugh a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh dear.
in the film, and totally different to how you think. So there's a number of films that he's been in, a number of TV series. He was, I think he even presented a quiz show in the United States.
He did,
yeah.
Steve Jones and Vernon Kay, great friends, but two people who, after they started on, was it T4 or something like that? And you would never expect them to host motor racing shows.
No, Vernon's a lot older than people think.
Yeah,
and
he's married to Tess Daly,
right?
Isn't he?
Yeah, he's married to Tess Daly, who is 51, which you would never think Tess is 51. But Vernon is. We was talking the other day about he's the job he loved the most, and that was a caretaker. He was a caretaker at a primary school.
Yeah, I presume. It was a great job because you get to talk to all the students and.
Well,
staff are always laughing and stressed out.
He just says that you know he's an expert at cleaning the house now.
I'll tell you one thing as well, actually, about primary schools as well, is that the teachers are more fun because half the time they're stressed out the brain, but they've all been to the pub at lunchtime.
You're not supposed to say that.
They put come on, I do not know one primary school teacher who doesn't go to the pub at lunchtime.
I do. My darling niece, she would never do that.
That's one. Okay.
She has to drive all the way back to Grimsby from Caister, so.
Okay, that's one.
She would never do that. She'd
one.
just ride a horse.
That's a good point.
She was. I saw her on Facebook the other day riding a horse, and you know she has loved that horse for quite a few years. And Lexi, the horse, yeah.
Just checking as
It's
well.
the only time I ever see her on the Facebook.
They finally got everything underway. By the way. We haven't got a driver tracker at the moment because that is something as well. They still don't have access to the driver tracker. So
my other niece,
down.
if she's listening, you lived closer to us now, so you know when you.
I doubt they are.
I'd have her come round to see us. With her,
We're out in COVID, remember? Also, apple juice.
Apple juice, yes.
First time this year.
Yes.
Only because we ran out of water.
And just to remind our listeners that, you know, you can go online, I believe, and buy Sandringham apple juice because Prince Philip was a great innovator and he changed a lot of things. And he actually, even though he was 99 years old, he infused, you know, in the technology and things like that.
Oh, he had iPads.
Even the Queen did. Yeah, I mean, the boys apparently taught the Queen how to text.
She's on Zoom now as well, isn't she?
I need to be on Zoom.
Oh, yeah, you did, don't you? Well, on YouTube at the moment. Gasly goes top, 117.470 at the moment. So a couple of cars start on the track. Gasly, Hamilton, Ocon, Norris, Alonso, Schumacher and Mazepin.
It's because I keep hearing voices. Yeah, I do. Yes, I do.
Actually, that's a good point. We haven't actually heard any team radio at the moment over our
No,
ears.
they've lost that as well.
I'll see if
usually
rebooting
sometimes when we look a bit what's going on.
Yeah, it's because we've got
because
ears,
we've got coming through our headphones. We've got we like Grosjean last year. It's getting hot in this car.
Ribosome says, a lot of people, including me, think that this year is Red Bull's years and that they will end the Mercedes dominance. But if Mercedes gets next year's car perfect, this may be another era of dominance. I think that's true. I think
You've got to remember who the designer of Red Bull is. He does everything from
Adrian,
America's Cup yachts to
Aston Martin cars.
Yeah, and also things that you don't think of, like his team developed the lift for the that lifts the car up.
Everyone. He's done everything, isn't he?
The quick release of that and being able to pull it out the way.
Yeah,
it has to be position engineering.
And he did it all.
Yeah.
But I think it's taken how long have we been in the hybrid area now? 8 years. 8 years. And it's taken.
We've still got water power.
Yeah, it's taken up to now for Red Bull to get up there with engines and being as dominant as the Mercedes. But
what a lot of people don't know.
It's taken until since 2017 for them to catch up to this era of regulations. So I don't think that the jump for 2022 will be as dominant for Mercedes because it's the same engine.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's going to be as big of a jump. But then again, we all thought that in 2009. But Kerr's hampered Ferrari and McLaren.
One little turn on the aero can ruin everything.
Double diffusers with Williams, Toyota, and
McLaren's new diffuser.
Braun have got another diffuser as well.
The changing of the regulations, which is still being allowed. And why not? Because they've thought of it and the others didn't. I think he's wrong.
I've just seen the safety car out on the track at the moment. It's just at the exit in the pit lane, so I don't know why it's that far positioned.
Why's your jacket over there?
Which one?
Grey one.
Oh, that's the presenting jacket.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it costs £5 from Primark on sale, and we just keep it in here in case we need to do a quick presenting thing where it needs a jacket.
I thought you only ever went to Dunn and Company and the other.
No. Honestly, I just bought Best Primark and they were on offer. £5 for a suit, jacket, and trousers.
Good.
I thought, wow, okay, £10 for
your
a
Auntie
suit.
Carol loves a bargain. She'll be proud of you.
Pirelli Motorsports. Okay.
What people don't know is that all the electrics round here are run by Mavis and Eric. Mavis and Eric are two little hamsters over there that are on these little wheels, and they are turning them. They're going like mad.
Pirelli have just tweeted, by the way, some people watching on the F1 app might be missing tyre data at the moment, but everyone is out on the mediums and the hard, no soft runners at the moment. Expect to see those in FP2. So everyone out there at the moment is on the hard and the medium compound, which I can't tell you what they are because, unfortunately, the graphics in FP1 have been absolutely sucking.
Toto has been talking this week about Ineos not. He doubts there'll be any further input from Ineos other than what they've got at the moment. Yeah. So he feels that Mercedes won't ever give up on the team. And that was a bit.
That's Perez coming out of the garage with Lando Norris coming in, and I would say that's an unsafe release from Red Bull because the guy beckoning him out should have spotted the fact that Lando.
A big orange car was coming down the pit lane. Yeah. And there's a little buzzer that goes off, a bell that goes off when you. Oh,
they're going to take out Ricciardo now.
It was quite interesting to hear that. I feel Toto in that interview gave an indication that he's not going to be leaving anytime soon.
Oh, the graphics have gone again.
And that all he's trying to do is trying to lighten the load.
Verstappen has gone off at, I think that's Tamburello. Turn 1 and 2. It could be Villeneuve, but I can't really see because the chicanes are identical. But he's run off through the gravel trap as well, and he's destroyed part of those hard tyres. Here he is now coming across the start line.
You see, since a certain person died, Mercedes haven't had anybody helping out Toto on race day.
No, it's all been Toto.
And that's puts a lot of pressure on him. I know he's very capable of doing that, but he needs to train up some deputies and be bring them into
Yeah.
the forefront so that there's more. I mean, most of the other teams have more than one person that is a spokesman for
Zach
them.
Brown and Andrew Seidel at
and
McLaren.
who decide the tactics, the final tactics.
Oh, James Allison did get promoted actually to a new role. So James Allison no longer head of the engineering side. So
Dr.
he's been
Marco there.
promoted. Another one who does he's got a stall now. So that's unusual. You're not usually allowed stalls in the garage.
Well, he is
On that side,
77.
77. But yeah, you're not usually allowed them on the. On
Dr.
the
Marco
side.
used to race in the times where you used to go out and 29 of them would go out and 28 of them would return. You know,
His friend Jacques and Rin, best friend. The reason he got into racing was Jacques and Rin.
Yeah, great story about Dr. Marco. Dr. Marco went to school with Jochen Ring, and they used to bump off school to go watch
The testing
and things like that. And when Jochen started getting, Dr. Marco went along with him, and then they followed each other into motor racing, and were both quite good at it. And many people don't realise Dr. Marco was such a good racer, but he was.
He was an incredibly good racer.
Yeah, he was very, like he is now, very.
But then he too had an accident, unfortunately, and got a glass eye.
Yeah, he's only got one eye now.
I mean, the second one is glass. He can't. See
It
as
helps
much
him
now.
actually, I think, because he has to look like that, and so
Constantly
people
staring in
think
the eye,
he's staring at you.
He said that's happened before. It was brilliant in contract negotiations as well.
Yeah, and all the drivers up and down the thing know that if they want to talk to him,
Oh, get off
he
the
is
gravel,
there.
Perez.
Whether you are a member of the Red Bull Academy or
Who's
family, he will talk to anybody. He'll sit there in the middle of the paddock on one of the seats with a driver discussing their problems.
Who was Perez?
And helping
yeah,
them.
look, we haven't got the driver tracker's completely bust at the moment, so everyone thinks it's going wrong. So I can't tell you. Perez waving at one of the Ferraris,
It's not working.
and Leclerc's in the pit lane still, actually. So it was Carlos Sainz. That's interesting to notice. Half an hour of the session gone, and Charles Leclerc is still in the pit lane. He's been out on the track, but he hasn't actually set a lap time. So is there a problem with Leclerc Ferrari? That's something to watch. And we're getting no information because F1 literally seems to be running on minimal power at the moment.
They need new hamsters.
Yeah, they need new hamsters. And this is a
You
bit...
two keep on going.
This
You're
is,
doing well.
it's a bit embarrassing for Formula 1. Usually we have these problems at the first race of the year, not round 2. So we've had the same graphic set since 2018. So it's a bit wrong that we're having this problem. And this is Giovinazzi coming through Aquafibrari and just...
And it's a lot warmer in
over?
here than when Joshua made me do the preview show out in
That was outside last night. Yeah.
outside.
That was a bad idea. Even I admit that. It was cold. And we were supposed to film it a couple of hours earlier to broadcast live.
People might remember that we used to have the table in the carport, and the wind used to come rustling through there as well.
I thought it'd be warmer outside when it was bright sunshine against a new blue fence that's got a few plants alongside it. But no,
It's grey.
It was grey. No, it's silver actually. It's silver, but it looks blue. But it's silver. Yeah,
I admit it does look a bit blue.
yeah. I thought it was blue to be fair, but yeah, it's,
And,
on the camera it looked blue. But yeah, it's silver. But
And people might have noticed
idea.
the two potted trees that he's positioned,
I tried, but I don't think they actually came up on the camera.
didn't they?
I think they were a bit.
That was a waste of
I
time.
know.
then,
I'm
wasn't
going
it?
to bring them closer in as well. You'll be surrounded by trees next time. But
David is redoing the garden. He's doing it really well, and so like to the right of us, there's a big pile of the stuff that he's moved.
Oh,
Not in here.
over there.
in
Yeah,
the garden.
on the thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it's
gonna
stuff
look
that
great.
he's moved, so it looked a bit like a dump
Yeah.
next to us.
But yeah, that's why the camera had to be quite close. But it's looking nice already. But
Yeah, because he's got a good eye for that sort of thing.
hopefully it'll be done by next week as well. But yeah, so
Where we used to present inside in one of the back rooms.
Oh, the dining room.
The
yeah,
dining room.
That's now changed.
Yeah, he's changed that lovely. Yeah,
Bottas on a
so
117.
you can tell there's not a lot going on this track.
Bottas was a 117.396 at the moment. Perez on a 118.228 goes 8th fastest. And
Alonso's been out and gone back in.
yeah, that's unusual in the Alpine. So they need to test those updates. Practice now only an
Who
hour
was it
each.
yesterday that had the? I've got to tell the story of Ted and the wing.
McLaren's.
Yeah. Ted was doing a bit to camera for, I think it was the F1 show.
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, live. And they were down at the weighbridge, right?
I think I saw it,
And
yeah.
they were weighing the car. And they left their new wing.
The wing outside.
Not the old one.
The brand new one,
they took the car in with the old wing. And then to make sure that the weight was right.
And then they put the
right,
other
and
ones
then,
outside,
then left the new wing outside. And Ted was able to actually look at it very closely with, I think it was Ian, wasn't it? The cameraman. Or Pete. And even the new innovations underneath the front vanes. You know, he was talking about them, and even the holes that are in the sideboard of the front wing, right, and in the ends, right.
Oh, he saw them.
He put his fingers in them. You know, it was a major thing for McLaren. They didn't think anybody would be broadcasting at that point, and they just left their new wing out there.
It's been announced, actually, that we have a new layout for the Monaco E-Prix for Formula E. They are going to use the full layout, but because Formula E is slightly different to Formula 1, they've turned Saint Devote back to how it was originally, a complete fast run, and turn 11, which is the hairpin, the lowest hairpin is now changed. But they're going to use the full layout for Formula E's Monaco Grand Prix.
If any of you are looking at the TV pictures that we're seeing,
that's Hamilton,
right? That's Lewis going off the track. But interesting thing is that the wake of the Mercedes has been increased.
Oh, we've got a yellow. Somewhere on the track.
Can't see yellow flag on the timing screen.
Can't see where it is at the moment.
It could be Lewis, but you know, if you look at the thing that during the first Grand Prix. Oh no, we've lost a rear wheel. It looks like
it's Verstappen.
It looks like he's hit something there, because if you look, the tyre is not only off, but or is it just the fact that the tyre?
I think it's punctured.
It's punctured and it's hit the floor, hasn't it?
Well, that happened to Max Verstappen. Red flag. Oh, hang on, we've got an Alpine off as well. Red flag.
You see that rear wheel, the tyre wasn't only off.
Oh, hello. We've got is that Ocon out there on the track?
It is Ocon. Yeah.
So Alpine and Red Bull have come together on the track. They must
look
have
how
done.
mangled that wheel rim is.
That is Sergio Perez in the Red Bull, Esteban Ocon in the Alpine. They've come together.
I think that they've come together, and that the front wing of the Alpine has punctured that wheel.
Yeah. I want to see a replay if we got it as well of that one. That is bizarre.
So, are we saying that Ocon and Perez have come together again?
Yes, they have. But that's the first red flag of the season.
Is it?
Yeah, we did.
It was.
Perez already had a puncture.
Is that the? Is it?
That's the tail end of it. Yeah.
That's the tail end of it. Well, what happened to the Alpine? Did it get a puncture from the?
Yeah, because that's just come to a stop. But this is the first red flag of the year.
I still think that Alpine could have run into the back of the.
Why does it down a little bit on the right side?
He's coming to talk to him, so you know.
Perez is walking down now. Ocon pulls off. So this we never had a red flag in Bahrain. This is the first.
I can't see any damage to
the
Alpine.
No, I can't. So I wonder why that's come to a stop. They must have come together. Must have. Because he turned into that corner.
He's looking at that front wing. It is what I've said. Yeah. It's contact. Right front of the nose. The nose has hit the tyre.
No damage to the front end of the Red Bull then. So it is just the rear tyre that's sort of just been.
Oh yeah, it looks like it's a simple repair for both.
Yeah. So this is the first red flag of the year in Formula 1. We had two in pre-season testing. One for Leclerc, one for Hamilton.
I'm wondering,
but the first time
whether or not Red Bull, who had a problem on the initial lap to the grid with Perez on the formation lap, whether or not their glitch with their steering wheel on Perez has happened again. And that would suddenly freeze the car, and the other car would run into the back of it.
Oh, we're going to take a look now. Now, this is the exit again, which has already
We're only
seen
seeing
the
the thing. We're not, because of the problems with the cameras this morning, there doesn't seem to be any contact.
I'm hoping that we've got some onboard cameras as well, because Ocon was way too far back when Perez started spinning.
Has anybody been watching
The onboard's on
onboard
F1 TV.
And can tell us what actually happened to that Alpine, because we know what's happened to the Red Bull.
So if anyone's watching on F1 TV,
And Ocon
you
was
can
looking
rewind.
at the right front of the right front wing.
Yeah. Oh, they've gone for an ad break, so we can tell. Looks like the front wing to rear left contact between Ocon and Perez. Not what either of them needed. That was from Will Buxton, and he's watching multiple screens.
Yeah.
So it looks like it was exactly as you described it. So red flag out then. And this is going to take a little bit more time to clean up. Not what they needed at all, because they've only got 19 minutes left of the session.
The girl from Downton Abbey is on the advert at the moment in a yellow summer dress.
It felt like summer yesterday, so much so I've been slightly sunburned, but it's gone down overnight.
I don't know, because I don't go out of the house.
You were out in practice. You were out for the preview show yesterday.
Yeah, but that's not out the...
Oh well, it's in the vicinity.
Yeah, but it's nowhere near out the house.
No, well, this is out the house. This is a different building.
I'm on good medication.
Yeah, this is a different building though.
Now, if people think that I'm a bit brighter this morning, I am on nice medication at the moment.
That's very nice. It's nice to have you a bit more perked up.
Well, I was in so much pain, so, you know.
You're better.
I'm not.
Well,
Not
you're
better.
slightly better.
I'm just got the right pain relief.
Good.
I was like this in the last race.
Last race, Megan had to do quite a lot of talking.
Miserable.
Not that Megan minded, though.
Not Megan.
No, she got to say a couple more words than usual.
And she got paid this week.
Yes, Megan did the e-sport race as well.
So she actually earned some money from it for a change.
Better for her. Anyway,
I wish I could earn some money from all this.
Red flags out then at the moment, as well as you see Leclerc's down there at the moment in 20th place, and the timing graphics have gone wrong because of the red flags that have come out.
But what we need to do now is to distinguish who was to blame there.
Yeah.
And were we getting anything about it?
No, but track limits are being monitored. Lap times will be deleted out of the session. So it's not just Formula One's graphics that have gone wrong. It looks like the FIA have had a power failure as well.
Yeah, well, you know, they need new hamsters.
Yeah, well, I wonder as well if Sky
the time keeps counting down, and this is a big problem because of the fact that we've lost half an hour of practice 1 and 2 anyway.
Yeah.
And this was important for this race because the strategy of this race is that it's a one-stop, right? I personally think that it'll be raining on Sunday and that there will be more than one stop this week, right? Because the one thing you can say about rain tires is they don't last that long.
No, they're not going to last
so
at all.
It's going to be a real, 2 or 3 changes if it's raining, because they last about 15 laps.
The Inters do, yeah. If it's fully wet, the wet tyres do last around about 35, 40. But
and also the reason
it'll be a 2-stop, 3-stop. Yeah.
This is the in and out of the pit lane the longest.
Yeah.
And so it puts the teams off wanting to make more than one stop.
I remember last year, Lewis Hamilton was leading the race. I'm not sure if you remember it, but the virtual safety car came out, and he was able to pit under that VSC and kept the lead ahead of Bottas.
Where was it when he went over the grass?
Hockenheim.
Hockenheim, wasn't it?
Yeah, Hockenheim. Did that 2 years running, didn't he? he went off in 2018 when Bono said in, and he cut the corner there. Then a year later, he whacked the barriers and had to cut it again. 2 wet races in a row at Hockenheim.
I don't know why you're moaning about the graphics on Formula One. You forgot them all together last night.
Yeah, that was embarrassing as well. We forgot. I was watching it back when it was live, and I was like, "Oh God, we forgot to include the graphics." I was crossing my fingers and everything that we didn't do anything in between the scene.
Well, I don't.
No, I know, but I was like, "What if I did something?" Because I knew myself.
Because I ain't got a puppet anymore. Because your mum bent them all.
I thought, well, I bought you a dolphin.
Oh yeah, Dolly's fine. Everybody, Dolly's fine, and watching this in the front room.
I don't think this session's got to have to restart soon because
Dolly the dolphin.
Okay, we've got a tweet from F1. Oh, it was actually Sergio Perez having a puncture, and Esteban Ocon suffered collateral damage.
Oh, so it's the stuff that
fell off. It's hit the front wing. Yeah,
it's the damage to the front wing. I did see a lot of debris, a lot of carbon fibre on the track. There must have been something heavier than we thought. A larger piece.
Maybe with there was
that wheel
something
took a hell of a battering.
So it's a puncture, and that's going to worry them. This happened to Red
I
Bull
wonder
last
if-
year with Verstappen. He had a puncture. Same part.
Yeah,
Go on.
but the way that wheel buckled inwards,
It looked like it was a
like something had hit it.
yeah.
Yeah,
It could be the curbs,
the curb. Yeah,
the entrance curb into Villeneuve too, because the curbs here are old school, as you say. They're designed for MotoGP so the riders can get their knees down.
yeah. Because what we were expecting here is a problem with people's brakes.
Yeah.
This is the glow red track.
You're never going to moment's peace with the brakes.
Yeah, if you remember, if you look at all the previous San Marino Grand Prix and things like that, he can say the real name.
Emilia Romagna.
Yeah, right. It happens in MotoGP as well. The brake discs glow at this track because they're used so often.
Yeah.
It's a great track. I think this track is one of the most dangerous that we come to, but one of the most challenging for the drivers.
Session will restart at 48
We
minutes
go on
past the
about
hour.
Cadwell, our local track.
This is
right? But the reason people love Cadwell is the fact that it is small, tight, right? And it's full of curves and undulations and things like that.
Yeah.
Exactly this place.
That's Imola.
Yeah, this is one of the tightest tracks that isn't a road track.
Yeah.
You know, this is for a purpose-built track. This is quite a small track. Left to right isn't.
It's massively
to
different.
think that they won't let Brands Hatch have the Formula One anymore, and yet this is similar.
I would say this is equivalent to Brands, definitely. It's got
What
that
was
feel,
the
isn't it?
gesturing for?
What?
You just went. I thought you were doing an impression of Prince Charles.
No, I can't remember
Come
what I was
on,
doing that
Josh,
for
do
now.
an impression of Prince
I think it's
Charles.
because I was looking at the timing screen and realised that we still haven't got the graphics.
Ooh, that's most interesting, Joshua.
Still, yeah.
No graphics.
No, Jenny Gow tweeted as well that they are having a problem out there at the moment, and
Jenny,
that's why they're not having any.
Jenny,
any
you look
replays.
very, very smart presenting the Motor E
Formula E.
in your studio. It was a very nice studio. And she was in a lovely black dress. And when you see Jenny, she's usually got earphones on,
With a microphone, big
microphone,
coat, yeah.
big coat, and things like that. And she looked really nice.
She's been having a couple of weeks of it because she presented Formula E last weekend. The week before, she
she's
was
doing it in May
commentating
as well, I know that.
on. Yeah, last week, she was commentating on
W Series is coming back.
Extreme E, but yeah. And the green light's on. Session's underway again
W Series is going to be with Formula One this year on a number of occasions.
at the French Grand Prix. Perfect in as well because I was messaging Anne Bradshaw as well, and we're trying to arrange an interview together when we've got the time. Yeah, Anne Bradshaw. So we're going to have her on, I think, at the French Grand Prix in a pre-recorded interview, probably in the qualifying and race shows, talking about W Series.
Anne is one of those people that you will have seen on every feed in every part of the world. When Lance Stroll came in, Anne was the Williams lady that was given to Lance to look after him, because she is the mother of Formula One.
She really is. She's been everywhere. She's had several world champions as her drivers, and Lance Stroll now as well. And she's still involved in Formula One. She still works with them, but she's moved up to the corporate side, and she now works with W Series as well.
Yeah, and drivers can go to her. She's like the agony aunt, and she'll give them advice. She'll give them encouragement, and she's just a brilliant lady. Is that what you told me to say about her, Josh? So that she'd come on?
Yes, precisely. Well done.
No, it's true. I have everybody. If you saw a picture of Annie, right, you'd go, "Oh, yeah," like the girl at Alonso's girl Friday.
Oh yeah,
everybody knows her, and Angie,
the Ferrari lot, yeah.
Lewis's girl, Angie, who is the toughest little girl on
Damon
Formula
Hill
One, fittest person in that paddock.
Damon had Angie as well, and also Georgie's wife.
Yeah, Georgie. In the best traditions. I mean, we used to have So Jackie used to the
Helen.
used to be the person that did all the timing of the laps and things like that, and wrote the things down so they could write a strategy out. She was the original strategist.
I mean, I know. I'm just going to say
Lady Helen.
we
lost her.
I've got Jackie's autobiography, which is signed as well. And Seymour, we'll go over this quickly. So Seymour Copeland says, hello there. And he also says, what was the reason for the red flag? Well, because of technical issues out on the track at the moment, we haven't got access to that many replays or cameras at the moment. So what we can tell you is that coming out of the Villeneuve chicane, we saw Sergio Perez with a rear left puncture spinning out. And
causing the floor to disintegrate on the right-hand side, and a bit of the diffuser area
hit Ocon,
and that was left on the track. Ocon came round in the Alpine,
and ran over it, and it just stopped the engine, and he had to retire. So that's the reason for the red flag. But
we're not allowed to say that Ocon stalled.
No. But we're not sure.
He didn't press the right buttons, did he?
No, I'm sure.
But
we don't know why exactly the contact between them, because we haven't seen a replay, and that's the same for every broadcaster as well. So
I feel that Ocon can't possibly just stop because of that.
No, I reckon
he must have had a problem that caused.
I wonder, however, if
you get it back to the pits, don't you?
I was wondering, do you remember George Russell when he ran over the drain cover in Baku? It stopped the car immediately. I wonder if part of some form of debris got into the engine.
I wonder
because let's face it, the Alpine's got a big engine cover. I wonder if it got sucked in and just hit one of the lines.
Through one of the air intakes.
Yeah.
There's filters in there. We were talking about that last time.
Yeah, I wonder what actually caused this. Not the airbox.
It's one that we'll find out later on. But at the moment, we're just intrigued, aren't we, about it?
It's a very bizarre incident to happen. Anyway,
I wish I could hear Christian right now.
Just turn the fader up. Hamilton at 1:16.892. We're just listening. So it was a puncture.
It's a puncture.
So there we go. That was Christian Horner.
Christian Horner.
We just heard from him over the radio, and he said it was a puncture. Interesting.
Yeah, as he came round the corner. So
and Ocon's.
And I would love to know. They're pretty tough, those wheel trims, their wheel rims, and I would love to know why that buckled.
Sure, Pirelli will tell us as well at some point. They were both on the hard tyre, though, as we noticed, because Pirelli, as we said, the entire Formula 1 paddock seems to have had some form of power failure.
I've just thought of something that could have happened.
Yeah, go on.
Right? I wonder if the Alpine, out of shot, had already hit the rear wheel.
And it just punched it when he came in the corner.
And pushed it inwards.
Yeah.
And then
as soon as
slowed down and then was trying to get round the car to beach it.
Yeah. That's probably what happened.
We've lost cameras in certain parts of the...
we've got...
Yeah, we've got a little bit of a...
That was Stroll and the Sainz trying to get through on one of the Ferraris. I think it was Sainz. Yes, as yellow.
And we've got a Williams Latifi just...
off at the last
doing
corner.
An amazing bit of rally driving across that gravel there.
That was brilliant.
That was another thing that they said about this back in November, in that the gravel is made for MotoGP.
It's deep here,
and it's you do have the problem. You either beach yourself,
we lost it in the
or
back.
you can actually just drive over it, like Latifi is there.
Big snap of oversteer.
Can you see?
Overcorrected. Yeah.
It's you're not putting enough weight on it because it's so compact but so deep that there's a firmness to it.
If you spin the rear tyres almost like Mazepin did at the start of the session, you nearly beach it. Yeah.
I mean, Mazepin got to the very... somebody else got to the very edge and didn't... Was that Mazepin?
Well, Sonoda went off to the edge,
got to the very edge and then slowed down for when he got to the thing. And that nearly beached it.
Nearly beached him as well, yeah. It was close one. Managed to drag it out, though. We've lost timing graphics on the pictures we're watching now, so it's very 2000s Formula 1. But we've got graphics up here in the commentary box to tell you as well, and we've got loads of timing monitors, so you're not going without. But Bottas going a little bit wide at the top of the hill at the moment. But at the moment, and we are just having confirmation as well that it was a puncture. for Perez, but we don't know why they got a puncture. We don't know why it happened.
And we don't know why it always happens to the second car at Red Bull.
Yeah, that's a bit odd, isn't it? We will have more information for you in free practice 2 once we've had a chance to have some interviews with the drivers and hear what happened. And there's the medical car at the exit of the pit lane that I was on about. Looks to be in a dangerous position to me.
Yeah, it's no more noticeable because it's not silver anymore, it's red.
Yes, back to Mercedes this weekend after Aston Martin had the first round in Bahrain.
Aston have green ones and Mercedes have red.
Yeah, Mercedes are red this year as well, which I liked back when we had it in Mugello. And it works. It's a nice colour. And it's the only time a red car's going to probably lead the field this year anyway, so may as well.
We're not allowed to talk about Caterpillar cakes.
Oh, I saw that, yeah. The battle between Aldi and Marks and Spencer.
It's publicity. It's the M&S are using it as public. Oh, off the ground.
The flying fin.
Yeah.
It's now being turned to Valtteri Bottas.
Valtteri leaving the ground completely on going over that curb.
That was a full throttle.
It was that rear right that as soon as the others were off the ground, as soon as it hit the curb, because it's a driving wheel, it just launched him a couple of inches, and that would have hurt his back.
It would have, yeah. Hamilton slowing down after he got compromised by Leclerc at the chicane Ferrari, and Leclerc just putting up a little hand saying, sorry, my fault.
Yeah, because he, Lewis is going to accept that because he lives in Monaco.
Oh, okay, actually.
Obviously, Charles is a personal friend of the Prince.
We've had another thing as well. It was a puncture, but we didn't hear the tale at the start of the conversation. Christian Horner has just put out this saying as well, I've only had it from the driver's perspective, but obviously it sounds like Ocon was on a slow lap and Sergio was on a flying lap, and there's been contact between the two guys into that corner, and that's why there was a puncture. So it was a puncture, what we heard at the tail end.
But they did make contact. Was right, wasn't that?
Yeah, exactly right. They did make contact, so that was the reason for the red flag.
Yeah, if anyone don't know, the 16 of Charles Leclerc that won the race
Belgium
about 18 months ago.
Yeah, right about that.
Ferrari have given it as part of his new contract to him. He had nowhere to put it because he lives in a flat in Monaco.
And that was Max Verstappen trying to get out of the way of Leclerc, Hamilton and Bottas, and all four cars sort of sliding between each other at the top of Ravazzas, and that's not a position of the track that you want to go four wide. It's very much single file corner, and Verstappen has to massively back off. But they need to stop this little train here between these cars, otherwise there'll be contact. It's only practice. Back to you.
Yep, and so he had nowhere to put it, because you can't park it in the street. It's a bit wide for parking in the street. And so during a racquetball game with Prince Albert,
as you do,
he mentioned this, and Prince Albert has a museum for his own car collection, and he has lent this car to. So any Ferrari fans who want to see a modern day Ferrari that's only 2 years old, right? Go to Monaco next time you're in Monaco. Go and look around the museum, you will see Charles's car in all its glory, its Meccano glory.
It's fantastic. I can't wait until I get to see it. But yeah. Oh, well, here's the graphics. Pop back on.
Let's talk about Silverstone, because we have a lovely set of ancient cars and modern cars at Silverstone in the museum now.
We're going to have to sort this out in the next couple of weeks, but because I'll be fully vaccinated, I'll get to go to the British Grand Prix and get in the infield section as well. So I'll have to sort that out in the next couple of weeks.
I get my second vaccination in May.
Yes, you do, yeah.
And so you must do.
June 3rd.
You're June.
I'm June 3rd, just 2 weeks after you. But yeah, so I'll be ready for the British Grand Prix. So we'll have, hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll be at the British Grand Prix on the Friday.
We've
and
got less than a minute left.
Sunday. Yeah, so let's quickly finish that. But my point was that is I can't wait to get to Silverstone and do some features for YouTube.
Yeah.
Because there's so much to do at Silverstone. It's a flat circuit as well, so it's easy to walk around, and there's so many opportunities that you can go, and you can stand at Beckett's in that section with just a little Armco barrier, no tyre fencing, and you can see the cars coming towards you. You can just sort of brave it and go up to the Armco and just go like that, and you see the cars flash by you. It feels like you're going to be run over. It's such an adrenaline rush.
I've stood in the queue at Beckett's.
That's
Ernie Beckett's,
that's a
the
different
chip shop in
yeah.
Cleethorpes Marketplace.
I was wondering where you're going to go for that one, but yeah. So I can't wait to. I'm really hoping that we're going to have the opportunity to get some filming done in Silverstone this year. Check a flag out in 10 seconds. It looks like Valtteri Bottas is going to win the first session.
He used to be really cute. He used to sit there in his little buggy with eating his chips, and he would finish them. Honest.
Oh,
you know, a lot of kids don't, but you know, it might take him an hour, but he would finish his chips and go, "What happened to my sausage, Dad? And me fish cake."
No, that was always a cheeky thing that you two used to do, you and Mum. Every time we used to get an ice cream as well. Oh, let me just lick the corner so it doesn't drip. It would drip anyway, but it's so that they could have some ice cream.
I'm diabetic.
Oh, big accident! Oh, and that's a house into the wall, and guess who it is?
Have a guess on a postcard to this address. Anyone but us.
And it's on the pit entrance as well for Nikita Mazepin. And oh dear. And Mazepin, again, he's second spin in the afternoon.
This has got to be a red, like it has been, because of the fact that it's not safe to actually return to the pit like this, is it?
No, it's not. So they're going to have to decide what to do.
Oh, but Lewis has.
Red flag.
I think they're allowing them to go down there. There is enough room to slow things.
Oh, he's damaged the
Valtteri
rear
as well, and then there's Charles.
He's damaged the rear tyre.
I think that's Charles.
It is Charles. He's damaged the rear tyre, broken the front wing. Let's take a look at the replay. So
this is rather embarrassing for him because everybody thinks he's the lunatic and not very good at this.
Oh, okay,
and now all of them who are out there have got to go past him, and he's got to sit there going, "Yes, hi." Hi.
That was a stupid thing as well. He with too much speed into the last corner, got on the gravel.
It's just inexperience. He's got on the gravel there.
He tried to get off the gravel, and then as soon as he did that, the car was planted. It was fine, but then he just spun it the other way. So his reactions were wrong.
I hope Haas have got a contract with his dad that pays for all the damage he's going to do this year.
Like Massa's dad had.
Yeah, his dad did do that, didn't he? He offered to pay for the damage.
Well, it's only the first session, and Nikita Mazepin has spun off twice.
I will say, right. Anybody who's old enough will remember Felipe when he first came into Formula One. He was just as big a disaster.
Yeah.
As Mazepin is, and look what a great driver he became. So give the kid a chance, I suppose.
I know nobody wants to, but
nobody wants to because of all. But he's got to change. He's only young. You know, youngsters do daft things. Older people do daft things. I do daft things all the time.
I keep saying though that for Haas, they really should put Mazepin into an awareness program for sexual assault and make him do community service to see what the effect it has on people. Just to
publicise the fact that you can't do that sort of thing. What he got up to. You thought it's not right, and it shouldn't happen. And you know.
I'll throw this out as well because this is something as well that everybody always goes, we say no to Mazepin. It's the wrong angle to take. The right angle.
You've got to change him. Yeah. Change his opinion. Make sure he knows why he did wrong.
The right angle to take as well. One of my someone I follow on Twitter, OK Sophie, if you want to go and follow on Twitter, she puts on as well links to websites that can help with the after effects of it. So I encourage everybody to go and look at those websites and help in whatever way they can.
So, end of the first session. We've only got an hour instead of an hour and a half, which
it's working.
In my condition is a lot better because I need to get away as soon as I can.
But we've lost about 10 minutes of action because of that red flag. So it's really affected them going forward. So here's the times. It's Valtteri because the graphics have failed, so I'm going to have to read them out for you. It's Valtteri Bottas, the fastest, from Lewis Hamilton second, Max Verstappen third, Charles Leclerc fourth, Pierre Gasly fifth, Carlos Sainz is sixth, Fernando Alonso seventh, Lance Stroll eighth, Nicholas Latifi ninth, and Daniel Ricciardo rounds out the top 10.
Tsunoda has been doing interviews, as we can see on our TV now.
Yeah.
Right, but they've got to give him interviews. The cameramen can't do interviews.
They have to take everything down.
It has to be something like Pinks or
similar heights.
Similar height, yeah.
In 11th, George.
He's such a happy kid.
Yeah.
He really is a happy kid. There's Dill on the telly now.
First time he's been in Imola for quite a number of years.
Yeah. Damon did come back for something.
Filming the last teammate in 2014.
Oh, yeah, the last teammate thing. Yeah, that was a good documentary.
It was a great one, yeah. George Russell is 11th, Kimi Räikkönen 12th, and Lando Norris 13th, 14th for Sebastian Vettel, Antonio Giovinazzi 15th, Sergio Perez 16th, Esteban Ocon 17th, Nikita Mazepin 18th, Michael?
Michael?
Yeah, it's M. Schumacher.
What would Ralph say to you?
Oh, I know. Well, his name is Michael. Mick.
No, it's not. It's Mick.
Yes, but Mick is short for Michael. It's Mick.
Yeah, I know it's short for Michael,
yes,
but the family call him Mick.
I know. Mick Schumacher is 19th and Yuki Tsunoda 20th.
Important.
Yeah, I tell you what, it's going to get some getting used to. I thought I nailed it after not calling him Michael once in Bahrain, but I do it in Emilia Romagna.
I know. Ralph's son, I'm going to call him Rodney because his name's Dave.
Dave Schumacher, yeah. Okay, well, that's it for this session as well. We'll take away the graphic there as well. And sum up, the session was red flagged at the end, so nobody got to set times. So the flying Finn, as it was, Valtteri Bottas is fastest, 1:16.554. What did you take away from that session?
I don't feel they got enough done.
No, they didn't.
I really don't. It proved that what we were saying about the circuit with the incidents is true. And I think they needed to do a lot of work in that session. And I feel that Mercedes got a good few runs in, and so did the Ferraris, and so did the McLarens. But I think there were other teams that didn't get enough data there. Especially for Yuki Tsunoda at AlphaTauri. So they had a bad time of it. They did, yeah. The damage to Ocon's Alpine at the moment. We'll just quick before we go off air, and I'll see what happened to it because Will Buxton's just put a picture on. If it wants to load, I just think it's a front wing. It's a front wing and front suspension. So, the suspension strut as well. There, down there, look, it's come off. Yeah, it's broke. Yeah, let's see if I can get it onto the camera. That really suggests that it, like I said, there you go. He hit the rear wheel rim of that. Of the Red Bull. Of the Red Bull, yeah. So the puncher it was the puncher, and then it hit the rim, and that broke the strut, because you're not going to break that strut by doing anything other than hitting the other car hard. I wonder if that kicked Perez up into the air as well. So that's what happened. So that's what it is. We'll be back at 1:25 UK time. That's British summer time as well for free practice 2. Thanks for your company. A crazy first session. We'll be back later. Bye for now. Bye.